Welcome back. The Electricity Minister, Dr. Ramokgopa, believes the electricity crisis has turned a corner but has conceded that the country is not yet out of the woods. Energy analyst Adil Nchabeleng now joins us to unpack this a bit more further. Adil, thank you so much for joining us here on the late edition. Of course, we spoke about this last week, and it seems as if we've been on a good path, and we've had an explanation now coming out from the minister why South Africans can breathe a sigh of relief.
Absolutely. The minister has given an energy action plan status report, and in that status report, he indicated very clearly that South Africa has turned the corner because now we're sitting at 12,000 megawatts worth of breakdowns. Remember, it was sitting at 16,000 megawatts about 2 or 3 months ago, and that resulted in high levels of load shedding. So they've recovered over 4,000 megawatts. That 4,000 megawatts translate into a saving of stage 4 load shedding, and as a result, we now have no more load shedding except as and when there is this slippages in the system where something breaks down and they have to take a unit offline apart from maintenance to deal with it. But yeah, currently I think we are turning the corner, and we are looking at a situation where load shedding in the next 2 months will be a thing of the past.
Adil, one would say that this is a major improvement to move from stage 4 and to find ourselves on stage 1 now. And that's only going to kick in from tomorrow at 4 o'clock. You know, when you speak about the technicalities of load shedding, what is actually helping here? I know that you speak about the megawatts and, you know, where we are before and where we find ourselves now. But, you know, technical wise, you know, why do we find ourselves so quickly moving from stage 4 to stage 1?
Look, the technical teams that are working with Eskom to repair all the power stations, remember right now it's all systems go. No power station has now been left without working. They're bringing back all the old power stations, even the ones that were left completely, unattended to. They are bringing all of them back into the system. They're ensuring that we're having, energy provision. The units are being repaired and refurbished. And there has been a recovery, if you could recall, 4,000 plus another 2,000 of 18,000 megawatts when the program started aggressively. So 6,000 megawatts has already been recovered, plus an additional. So as a result, bringing back all of that required that you have engineering teams, you have project managers, you have people at power plants that were ready to make sure that they can fix and repair the power plants. There was a problem in the past. We had a CEO in the name of Andre de Ruyter who neglected maintenance. The reason of Eskom's load shedding was purely maintenance. There was nothing new that was added outside. Everything else is within Eskom in terms of repairing the power stations and everything. And because of that neglect and really refusal to focus on repairing the power station, Andre de Ruyter even went on record to say that Eskom is really like a dead horse, you know. So you cannot keep on beating a dead horse expecting it to somehow get up and rise and run. So he has been proven completely wrong, because that dead horse has surprisingly came to life and it's performing exceptionally well. The units are working extremely, in an aggressive manner, and Eskom is already performing at 60% in terms of its energy availability factor. So definitely there has been a huge improvement. Staff morale, the people working within Eskom, you have a situation where the experts are now quite happy, and you have the country that has electricity now completely guaranteed, unlike in the past.
Yeah, and speaking about that electricity, Mr. Nchabeleng, stage 1 of load shedding, how long can South Africans expect, to stick around with stage 1 of load shedding? Some would say that, we might revert back to stages, 2, 3, 4. Can we be guaranteed that we will be on stage 1 for quite some time?
Look, in power energy, in energy and power systems, you can't guarantee. But what can be guaranteed is if the continued plan to maintain the current power station is going at this pace, there is a technical guarantee that there will be electricity available. And even stage 1, I'm predicting within 4 weeks, stage 1 should have been ended and there should be no load shedding within 4 weeks in South Africa. So a month from now, if there is any more load shedding, then somebody is not doing their job within Eskom. So definitely we should have no load shedding from December onwards, going right into January 2024.
Yeah.
Unless if the current team drops the ball and stop working and literally gives up maintenance of this power plant units, and they don't fix them and they don't repair them and they don't maintain them adequately, and there's no money dedicated towards the, ensuring that there is electricity availability.
And Mr. Nchabeleng, I'm sure South Africans are asking themselves, why now? Why do we find ourselves in a stage where we're only experiencing stage 1 load shedding, where a couple of months ago we were told that there could be a complete blackout? When it comes to 2024 and the elections, what role is that playing when it comes to the availability of electricity?
Obviously, the ANC would not want to go into an election with a load shedding and blackout as part of the problems that are plaguing the economy and the country. So, the ANC has taken a decisive decision to say it's pushing on all the relevant ministers to ensure that electricity is available and is provided, so that the issues that are faced by the economy and the people are removed, and then people can go in and contest free and fair elections. And electricity supply should not be one of the reasons. Coming forward into 2024, of course, the voters are going to punish the ANC for failing to have provided security of electricity over the past years. But if they keep up the trend, I can assure you, this will be a game changer, and it will continuously turn the corner around in terms of the perception of the ruling party, because the ruling party was perceived as incapable and unable to manage. With the Minister of Electricity, there's been a total change of character, there's been a total change of morale and energy, as well as the future outlook. And you have performance being placed at the priority of the SOE ESCOM, whereas in the past it was just excuses and interferences. Now you have a very capable individual, very clear, very steady, and going forward in terms of making sure that load shedding no longer becomes a problem, but how to maintain and build a reliable system that can provide electricity going into the future. So this will help tremendously going forward. The guarantees is, I can assure you, if the ANC fails to provide electricity during the election, it's going to be a disastrous election outcome, because people are going to vote on one issue, that is electricity availability.
And Mr. Nchabeleng, tomorrow we are expecting the Minister of Electricity to deliver his executive statement in Parliament on the implementation of the Energy Action Plan. What are your expectations of that statement?
Well, it's going to be a well-received the report back and the delivery of the Energy Action Plan. The expectation are that, one, there's been a major performance of ESCOM. The other thing is there should be an announcement somewhere, somehow, of what is the potential of having the new CEO of ESCOM. I still feel the current CEO is doing very well, which is Khalid Kasim, who is the interim CEO and who has history of ESCOM. The other element of it is the turnaround of the power plants. He'll report extremely extensively so on what has been fixed, which power plants have been brought back into action, where they're still having problems and where they need support. So the major focus will be on the fact that ESCOM has been turned around, and what can be done going forward in terms of making it stable and stabilize its supply of electricity going into the future. And the fact that the achievement that has been really delivered, which means the workers of ESCOM needs to be given extreme praises on the ability to have done an incredible sterling work in making sure they worked across the clock over the day and night to ensure that electricity is available, and we have the power stations that have been prepared now.
Mr. Nchabeleng, thank you so much for your time here on SABC News. That is Adil Nchabeleng. He is our energy expert, just giving us his insights in terms of that press briefing we saw from the Electricity Minister earlier today.